In the realm of human behavior, there are few things as unnervingly chilling and, well, downright bewildering as the uncanny precision and conciseness in the ways narcissists act, behave, down to the things that they say from one to the next across the globe worldwide. A synchrony found amongst individuals from different countries of different cultures to whom have not as much as crossed paths or laid eyes on one another but a day in their life, yet have such a remarkable and eerie likeness in their distinct patterns and calculated malevolence, which they manipulate, exploit, and mentally torture others. From the initial charm to devaluation and eventually discard, the perplexities to how coordinated they are, being so mind-boggling and Twilight Zone-ish at times that regardless how completely illogical an explanation, it honestly feels like there being some script magically floating about is the only thing that comes remotely close to explaining it. But well, maybe, perhaps, this quote-unquote playbook does, in essence, exist, just as the narcissist does, hiding in plain sight. And possibly there might be something to that demonic quality that they all seem to possess, in that this mysterious playbook be intertwined and woven with a darkness which its origin lies within the pursuit of the 7 deadly sins: pride, greed, wrath, envy, lust, gluttony, and sloth. Officially compiled as the 7 cardinal sins, believed to being the vices that would corrode the human soul. The 7 deadly sins can be traced back to the depths of human history that encapsulate the darkest aspect of human nature, by narcissists refusing to acknowledge reality, fully devoting their lives to remaining in this permanent, perpetual state of denial of their true self, so they can stay amidst their delusions of superiority and power, having no moral compass or moral framework to build off of, dehumanizing everyone else in existence, seeing others as nothing more than an object, manipulating and exploiting the weaknesses of others out of the selfish ambition to achieve dominance and control over all, to maintain their overwhelming false sense of pride and delusional belief of superiority, ruthless and relentless in their greed for more power, wealth, validation, and control, exploiting others without remorse, using manipulation and deceit to obtain their greedy desires, their never-ending pursuit of material gain and status, to them equating as leverage that they can use to lure others in and idolize them on their successes, taking credit for others' achievements, ownership of their possessions, and attribute of their qualities, all the while demeaning their very character behind their backs with smear campaigns, as their insatiable greed erodes their capacity for empathy, lacking an ability of being able to connect or bond with others. This lack of empathy fueling their greed, willing to trample over anyone that gets in their way of fulfilling their insatiable hunger for more. And if but a mere potential of threat is detected in the air, that green-eyed monster of envy will not think twice to roar its ugly head, as there is no level too low in which they won't stoop, or limit to their coiled-up, volatile rage won't go, bestowing their unleashed wrath unto anyone who dare cross them or challenge them in staking their throne and becoming the dictator of Fantasyland Island. This wrath of disproportionate and irrational rage, often leaving their victims emotionally scarred with things that they will never unsee or unhear again, after partaking witness to watching them transform right before their very eyes, as if watching something inside of them take over, something much darker, something not human, their eyes becoming black with fury as they look at you blankly with a stare only in a way that a predator gives to its prey to signal them that it's about to be game on, followed by the sinister laugh that slips out behind the smirk growing across their face from the discovery of seeing the fear and terror that they've created welling up in your eyes, having no mercy, guilt, or remorse, of any kind, as their hunger and need for validation in their power and domination being so insatiable and gluttonous, one's pain, suffering, and hatred towards them serves just as well as praise and recognition that they obtain when luring others in through the art of seduction. Their lust for validation, mistaken and misguided by manipulating others and conning them into believing they are something to that of an entirely different creature than the soulless, spineless, cunning creature that they truly are on the inside. This lust for validation leads them to exploit the vulnerabilities of others and feed off of their emotional energy, eventually leaving them depleted, drained, while the narcissist basks in their ill-gotten emotional reward, using them solely to stroke their fragile ego due to the cowardness and extreme insecurities of having to face reality or who they really are. They go beyond having a sloth-like mobility, more to that of a state of paralysis to any kind of responsibility or willingness and desire to accept any form of consequences for their behaviors and actions, as that would be to have to look at themselves and reality square in the face, denying their superiority. Their delusions, false sense of self, and Fantasyland Island would crumble, becoming nothing but dust in the wind. And well, they are not going to let that happen. Their overwhelming false sense of pride steps up to the plate to assure that their delusions stay afloat, and around they go again, forever spinning in this cycle of immoral chaos and insanity, living a lifestyle that's foundation is based off of nothing but deceit, lies, and a daily pursuit of sins, devoted forever, in essence, to doing the dirty work of the devil in order to continue fooling themselves so they can carry on with pretending to be God. And well, whether or not this playbook truly is to that of the work of the devil doesn't really make a difference, because evil is evil, and narcissists are committed to their evilness, totally devoted to their remaining avoidant of any type of reality or truth, and will stop at nothing to see to it that they win, come out on top, have their way, never get stuck with the blame or at fault of anything, always right, better than everyone, and seen by others as the victim or the hero. And well, all I really have to say about this is fuck that, with a capital F. If they want to remain living in an induced state of psychosis by avoiding reality like the plague, so be it. Let those Fruit Loops swim around in their crock of insanity, due to their own due diligence of ensuring that their head remained so far up the ass of their false self that they no longer can decipher the difference between their asshole and a crater in the ground, yet can guarantee they will argue their case anyway, regardless, just to be right. They are not going to change. They have no desire to, as they sold their soul to the devil so far back. The devil doesn't even know who these fools are anymore. The best thing you can do is to face with radical acceptance the brutal reality of it all. Cut your losses and get as far away from these demons as humanly possible. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.